The Veterans Crisis Line is at the forefront of combating veteran suicide, as you all know, as trained responders available to any veteran, service member, or family member 24 hours a day. This hearing demonstrates that the VA's ability to improve its resource and operation relies on independent bodies like the Inspector General and the Government Accountability Office, as well as unbreakable protections for whistleblowers to enable VA employees to sound the alarm on waste, fraud, and abuse. I want to express my personal regret that VA Inspector General Mike Missel is not here as a witness. He was fired, along with 18 other inspectors general, after performing with huge distinction and honor over different presidents, Republican and Democratic, and saving taxpayers billions of dollars. The Trump administration, unfortunately, has also attacked the nonpartisan Government Accountability Office and is working full-time to demoralize and frighten whistleblowers by invalidating collective bargaining agreements, requiring senior leaders to sign NDAs, politicizing independent watchdogs, and overhauling hiring requirements to force public servants to declare loyalty to President Trump, not to the Constitution. These actions, along with the lack of transparency and accountability from this VA and this administration, make meaningful oversight of VA programs like the Veterans Crisis Line extremely challenging. The GAO and IG reports that we are discussing today show that the Veterans Crisis Line needs more resources, more staffing, more investment into technology. These recommendations demonstrably conflict with the ongoing mismanagement of the department by Secretary Collins and this administration. There is a practical relevance and importance to the GAO report that we have today that is indisputable. In the first phase of illegal firings, the Veterans Crisis Line employees, including those who conduct advanced training for responders, were fired without warning. Secretary Collins also fired at least 9 staff at one Veterans Crisis Line call center who were responsible for locating veterans actively in crisis and coordinating in-person emergency response in coordination with Veterans Crisis Line responders. Secretary Collins reversed these findings, but not before weeks passed. And the administration has provided 0 answers, none, regarding the Veterans Crisis Line and other suicide prevention efforts that will be impacted by Secretary Collins' goal of terminating an additional 83,000 VA employees in the coming months. That is his plan. We've had testimony about it, but we have no specifics, no facts, especially as concerned the Veterans Crisis Line. My office, regrettably and tragically sometimes, continues to hear from Veterans Crisis Line and VHA staff that these reduction in force plans have led to significant increases in call volumes to the Veterans Crisis Line from veterans who fear they're going to be fired. And the reason is, quite simply, that of those 83,000 employees that Secretary Collins he's going to fire, 1/4 to 1/3 of them are veterans whose lives are about to be decimated. And so, of course, they're calling the Veterans Crisis Line at a time when it is about to be potentially decimated as well. Secretary Collins ordered in February that all Veterans Crisis Line employees return to office, quote, return to office, as part of the mandate set by President Trump. Employees were brought to offices that they never previously occupied. The offices were ill-equipped, They lack the necessary privacy for calls of this kind of sensitivity. Some Veterans Crisis Line employees simply left. They figured they had no future there, and they lacked the resources to do their jobs in a way they thought necessary. And then Secretary Collins reversed the return to office decision for Veterans Crisis Line employees as well. So I think we can do better. I think we must do better. Veterans Crisis Lines save lives. They literally save lives. And to ping pong these employees is, in my view, disgraceful and a disservice to all our veterans. Part of a trash and slash strategy that was originated and implemented by the Doge tech bros. They're still around, even though Elon Musk has left, and the effects have been catastrophic for the Veterans Crisis Line. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.